Hello and welcome. I hope the sound is okay. Hello, Story Sky, Svetlana, Sarah, it's been a while. Redbeard and Jan, hello. Hope you guys are well. So we'll do the emoji system as it's not a members crystal ball, so we will stick to that if we can. But Svetlana, I will do your question because I noticed you post that before I put the emoji up, basically. So we will do that. But yeah, so as always, or as we're trying to do always, one question per emoji, and I will try my best to remember to keep changing the emoji. I do have some tarot. I always forget tarot these days, but I do have just here. So we have the Druid's Wisdom. We have the Akashic. You know, the Akashic's quite a popular one. I'll get those out. And there's not really a lot of space. Druid's Wisdom, Akashic, and we do have love cards as well, so the Whispers of Love there. But yeah, so I'll get straight to questions. But yes, so one question per emoji. I will do my best to keep it up, changing the emoji. And you are welcome to ask for a card and a question per emoji, so don't feel like you have to waste an emoji asking for a card if you want a card as well. And yeah, hopefully it should go well. So I think everyone here has been here before, but just to say, in case there is anyone here who hasn't been in before, for your first few questions, or maybe the first two streams you come into, maybe try to remember to put your date of birth and full name with your question, just so I can kind of get used to your energy a little bit. Sometimes I can connect quite easily, and can do it quite easily, but it's just nice to make sure I'm connecting properly and, you know, getting it right, I suppose, getting the questions right, or the answers right. So, Svetlana, we have first. Excuse me as well, I'm a little bit sniffly. What are these feelings after our last conversation? Okay. There seems to be a bit of a kind of, I know I always say this because people are quite complex, but there does seem to be a kind of mixture of kind of feelings, of kind of feelings. There's quite a kind of positive, kind of light, like hopeful kind of energy, if that makes sense. Like maybe hopeful isn't the right word, but like openness, maybe a better kind of suited word to describe it. But there's kind of a light, kind of positive energy that's a little bit more prominent. But then there also is a little bit of kind of a reserved, or kind of, I would say reserved a little bit, like that mixture between a bit of openness and a little bit of maybe holding back a little bit, or not necessarily holding back, but being observing. So being open, but also being observing. So open, but not rushing, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's kind of a combination of feelings, but they are more on the positive side, more on that kind of open and positive side. And it's nice to see you, Sarah. Thank you, the sound is good, yes. Okay, Starry Sky. Do you see me meeting my favourite celebrity? Okay. I'm getting quite a low prominence on that at the moment. So, if that's something you're focusing on, or someone who maybe you'll be in the same location as or something, then excuse me, I'm just a little bit sniffly today. Yeah, so I would say it does look very low prominence. I don't like to give those answers, like the low prominence answer there, Starry Sky. But if you are, like I said, so if you are maybe doing something where you'll be in the same kind of um, location, or something like that, if there's possibility of being in the same location, if there's possibility of a meeting, if that opportunity arises, if that makes sense, then perhaps work on that and manifest that, or yeah, because it seems quite low prominence, but with things like that, it's not necessarily a no, because we can cross paths with many people throughout our lives. It's often very rare that we meet favourite celebrities and things like that, but there's always a possibility of that. It's not like that couldn't come up. It just seems very low prominence at the moment. So, Jan, what are Caden's current feelings and thoughts over me and the connection, and what are his intentions? Okay. Just seeing a few people. Oh no, one new person. Here. Oh yeah, so if you're new, please leave your full name and date of birth. Jan, current feelings and thoughts about the connection. Okay. Yeah, there is a lot of conscious consideration at the moment, so there is a lot of thinking about things, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, thinking about how you would, how you would be in the future, like how it would work in the future. So there does seem to be a consideration about this can't continue to go on as being a kind of not necessarily an on and off thing, because I know it's not an on and off thing, but there definitely does seem to be conscious consideration that there can't really be a kind of stringing you along, in a sense, kind of energy. There's kind of more of it's almost like coming out of that I'm being hesitant and I'm taking my time with my own decision, and looking a little bit more widely at, okay, I'm hesitant in my own decision, and I'm being very indecisive and not forward or affirming, but this actually does also affect other people or someone else, particularly you. So there does seem to be conscious consideration on his own side, but also bringing more of that awareness towards how it affects you, not just like, well, I'm not really sure and I'm still, feeling a bit hesitant. There does seem to be more conscious consideration about you and kind of thinking about you as well. And that's not to say, I'm not saying in that he doesn't think about you, but I do think that a lot of the time, anything else that comes along in his own life, so if it's like feeling down in his own life in a way that doesn't involve you, sorry if you could hear that, then it does seem to also impact as well his being more kind of in his own mind, as opposed to thinking of it more equally, you know? I'm well, Mega, thank you, I hope you're well. Pooja, how felt about N, sorry, when she and N started talking on a daily basis in February 2022. Okay. Okay. How M felt about M when she and N started talking on a daily basis. Okay. So there's a lot of intrigue and a lot of interest and kind of like being drawn to N, but there isn't like a conscious consideration about seriousness or how, you know, like if this is going to amount to something super serious, or there isn't really, that's not in the forefront of the mind at least. It seems just to be very kind of like interested, intrigued, observational in a sense. Excuse me. Okay. So you have Brittany as well. Dwight next. Hold on, I will change the emoji, so sorry guys. I need to remember how to do this. Just bear with me one moment. I'm just going to see if I can get this. The music was fine a moment ago. Sorry. Oh, there we are. Excuse me. So sorry. Okay, so it's up to Brittany here. What's Dwight's next actions towards me? Okay. There seems to be a bit of distance at the moment, so it seems almost like perhaps you're not really, you know, on speaking terms, or you're not speaking a lot. You know, there's quite a bit of distance, so it feels more like you're not talking in any capacity a lot. But distance can sometimes be maybe if there's not meeting. So maybe there is a little bit of talking like online or something, but there's just no you know, proactiveness in like going to meet up or something like that. Because it seems very much like there is a lot of distance, and it also seems like the kind of actions and intentions with Dwight kind of seem to be more looking, you know, like looking online or looking at something. So it could be pictures, all pictures, it could be looking online, it could be just anything like that, that even things like something that reminds them of you or something like that. Because it seems more like a consideration about reaching out, consideration about kind of bringing that connection together, as opposed to right away going to reach out in like the next few days or something. It seems more like thinking about it. Mega, what are R's current feelings and next actions towards me? So I'm still seeing like an increase in communication, and a lot of kind of communications coming up. But I'm also seeing like planning of events, planning of things. So whether that's like dates, going out for food, possibly even a trip, a like a trip together. Whether that's not necessarily like to see you or you to see all, more like going somewhere together. It's very, very warm here today. Um, Lavina, I think? Is there someone else between me and A? Yeah, so I'm getting a yes on that. Although that doesn't feel like a very strong energy, it could be something like sometimes when there's this energy, it kind of in the way in a sense, but it's not very strong. It can sometimes be something like a cord to someone of the past, or there's some interest or something, but it's not very strong or prominent, something like that. Because I am getting yes on that, but it does feel quite weak energy. And A, sorry, I need your full name and date of birth. Sorry, A. Hi, Kevin. I hope you're well. I'm well, thank you. Sarah. Does Richard's family not know about us and just think we had a baby by accident? So you mean they think it was like a one-off? So they think it was a one-off and not necessarily that there's a connection there. So let's see, like an ongoing connection, should we say? No, this seems most prominently to be kind of an understanding that there is more than just like a kind of one-off situation, or just a kind of um, very loosely on and off situation. So there does seem to be an understanding that there is a bit more than that. So of course it does vary slightly from person to person, but it does seem more that there's an understanding that there is something a bit more. It doesn't seem, you know, um, it doesn't seem like the majority of people see it as a very minimal thing, minimizing it in a sense. Kevin, what are A's energy about me? Consciously, we have still not talked at all since months. Okay. Yes, there's definitely a kind of pulling back and a distancing of this energy, which is interesting because I think probably, I would say probably the last time I checked it, or pretty recently that I checked it, it seemed a bit more in the forefront. It seemed a bit more like there was a coming to understanding of these feelings, coming a little bit more to the conscious mind and things like that. It does definitely feel like there's a bit more of a step back. So this might be a normal kind of to and fro until it's rarely accepted and it rarely comes out. So it may be worth keeping a check on it, because I would rather this be kind of a coming forward, coming back, kind of a little hesitation motion, than a I'm completely like distancing from that. I've kind of changed my mind from that, because it does feel like a bit of a pulling back. So we'll definitely keep a check on that one. Thank you, Leon. Samaya, hello. Jasmine, hello. Sarah, has Richard had thought of moving in? Day chat. And when does the ball see him moving in? Okay. So there does seem to be thought of moving in. It does seem to kind of be on and off. It seems to be kind of a frequent thought, but not too frequent, if that makes sense. So it's not like it's every day or it's every other day, but it does seem to be a maybe once or twice a week kind of consideration, thought. How am I still feeling about this? Am I kind of still feeling this kind of energy? Which it does make a little bit of sense, because it does still feel like there's quite a low energy in terms of, how can I say? So it's not necessarily super low mood, although I'm sure that does come up, of course. But more when I'm feeling this low, it feels more like that more sedated kind of low. So perhaps that medication kind of low, numbness. I suppose would be a better way to describe it. So, yeah. So I really hope that. I know there has still been some low energy, some low emotional energy, but I'm really hoping that he can work through that, and he is working through that, and that can, become less and less and less, and then this thought of moving in can become more and more and more and more. But date of moving in, I know it's been ages since you've been here, I know. Okay, so date, let's see, what is most likely looking date at the moment? Yeah, so there's definitely kind of like a stuck and comfortable feeling at the moment for where he is at the moment. So it doesn't really look prominent, like a specific date or a specific time frame. It doesn't look very prominent. So I think that with this this frequency, keeping up this frequency of thinking about it, keeping it in the forefront of his mind is really needed, because there isn't looking like a very prominent date or time frame at the moment. But the most positive thing I would say is that it's still on his mind. It's still quite a regular thing, even if it's not super regular, like every day. It's still a frequent thing in his mind. So wipe my lipstick itching my face there. Okay. I know, Sarah. It's been so long. I hope you're okay. I don't know how far we are getting here. So I'm up to yellow heart, so I'll just change the emoji again, but just bear with me. Sorry guys, I'm so sniffly today. Sorry about that. Sorry guys. Okay, so oh my gosh. So I have Starry Sky there. Could you describe my future spouse and when I might meet them? Starry Sky, I'm not really feeling your energy at this moment. Could you possibly leave your full name and date of birth? Even if that has to be on email or Facebook, you can find them in the description of the video if you don't want to put it live. I know some people don't. But I know you've been on before and I know I have connected with you, but I'm not feeling like really that strong connection. So if you could just provide me with that, I will go back to your question. Mega, when will I meet her again and how will it be? Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing like it feels like around a 6 week time frame. So around a 6 week time frame, and I am feeling positive energy from that. I am getting positive energy there. Oh, so sorry guys. I feel like it starts as soon as I stream. My nose just starts running. Right, okay. What is the energy between Caden and M? It seems they've sneakily been hanging out lately. Okay. There's quite a kind of passive energy. It's not too negative, so it's not really negative. There is a little bit of positivity there, but there is a bit of a passive kind of energy, like not super strong feelings, emotions, super strong connection or anything like that. There's like a little bit of distance coming in. Perhaps not as much as I would like to see at this time. Would like this distance to be a bit wider. But yeah, it's not looking like super strong connection or super strong emotions there. Jasmine, I'm taking my son to an adoption party. What would be an ideal present to gift an adopted child? Do you know anything like age or yeah, I suppose it depends on like age and gender, if we knew that. Lavina, what does A actually need from me now? So support and patience is coming through there, but it's always dependent on you as well. So don't feel like don't feel like you have to give anything that you don't want to give. So do think about. It's always important to think about what someone else needs, but also in line with what you are kind of happy to give, because I do work with people and read for people who have like a lot of patience and a lot of space for people. They hold space, they have a lot of patience for people, but only if that's kind of like, if you're happy to do that, only if it's not a detriment to you to do that, because you do have to think about yourself as well, and what, because I suppose there's kind of like an element with like a lot of people that I read for. They tend to be the more grown person, the person that's a bit more further along on the path, or a bit more grown in terms of spirituality or empathy and things like that. And that's really great, but not when it gets to the point where you're becoming a little bit maybe like a doormat, or you're kind of, yeah, you know, you're kind of being a little bit used or a little bit walked over. Perhaps not purposefully by this person, but if you're giving so much space and so much time and they're not ready or in the right mindset, then it can be difficult. I'm really sorry about my nose. Trying to put the music on so it doesn't sound as bad. I'm so sniffly in the last hour. Um, Kevin, is there any specific reason why A and I are still not talking and that he still hasn't unblocked me yet from Insta? Okay. Yeah, I think it is about going back on this. So there was kind of an accepting, like an accepting and opening to those feelings, allowing them to come into the conscious, and now it seems there's been a step taken back from that. So if that was to continue down that path of like opening, allowing it into the conscious, then I do feel there would be more progression at this point. But it does seem like there's a bit of a step back, and I do think that we kind of want to make sure that that's not a permanent step back and it's maybe just a little bit of hesitation. And Brittany says we are speaking. Yeah, so we are speaking. So can't remember the exact question, but I know I was sensing a lot of distance there. Let me just see. Yes, so the next actions would, if the speaking, I suppose again it does depend if this is, if there's a lot of speaking online and there's not a lot of like in-person meeting, or maybe there's you know, time between these conversations in terms of it's infrequent, you know. There could be a bridging of that, coming together a little bit more. There could be more of a thinking about meeting up, or thinking about just kind of taking things to the next level, and not to the next level in like in a really extreme way at this time, because it does just feel a little bit like bridging a gap a little bit. But yeah, so if there's talking online, it could be arranging to meet. If there's already a meeting but it's few and far between, it could be meeting more, you know. It's just kind of like a little kind of progression there, a little closening. Pooja, what can be Anne's next actions towards me, and when that can happen? We are in no communication from some time. Okay. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be too much in terms of, are you saying intentions here? Next actions. Yeah, so there doesn't seem to be a lot of intention, like a lot of planning. Not a lot of kind of like the mind being made up. So in terms of actions, I would say more. So in terms of actions, I would say on just on N's part, there's more frequent thinking about you, more frequent thinking about the past, more frequent thinking about the how you can play into the future and things like that. But yeah, in terms of next actions, it does seem to be a lot in his own mind, in his own, you know, contemplations, as opposed to planning a, you know, opening up about something, or planning a meeting or something like that. So that's not to say that there can't be communication, because it does seem like communication is prominent, or opening up a little bit perhaps. You know, it does seem like there's maybe like a 40 to 50 percentage kind of prominence of a communication being within the next maybe month, maybe a little bit longer than that. But it does seem like from what it looks like, the prominence of more communication is kind of opening up. That potential is opening up a bit more. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Swati, when will I get a new job? June looks like the most prominent option here. Diva or Divya? Why A? Let's say A Raj, because I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Ankit Raj doesn't want to talk to me. No contact for a week. Okay. So, Divya Mani. So sorry if I pronounce names wrong, guys. So very welcome to correct me if I pronounce things wrong. But why Ankit Raj doesn't want to talk to me? Okay. Okay, so there does seem to be a drop in interest and a drop in kind of like emotion. Yeah, it seems to be like losing interest, losing interest and dropping emotion a little bit. So what I do try to see when things like this come up is there something else that's having a distraction, whether that's a different person or just different areas of life, because sometimes it's just different areas of life that aren't about connections, but it does seem more just like a drop in interest and emotion, not necessarily that there's something else that's kind of pulling the attention, if that makes sense. Samaya, is that normal to see past one in our dream? My grandmother Elle often comes and interacts. Yes, absolutely, and that's amazing as well, because it is quite common, so it's quite common, it's quite normal, but it definitely does happen more to spiritually in tune people who are quite, quite open to the spirit realms or other spiritual abilities sometimes as well. But that's really nice to see, and it's really positive. Hello, Rajvinda. I'm so sorry if I don't pronounce your name right, but hello and welcome. I know you are on the aura reading soon, so I hope to see you then. And is that tomorrow? Hold on, that's just reminded me. I think that the aura reading might be tomorrow. Um, I will talk through in a little bit some streams that we have up anyway. But because you're on that stream, that did just remind me. Is that tomorrow? Yes, it is tomorrow. Aura reading tomorrow for you guys who are on the list. Aries, Lavina, Shelley, Theodora, USA Beans, Debbie, and Sidhi. So you guys are all on it. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Delphine, how is P feeling now that we have talked, and what will happen next? Okay, I think that's where I'm up to. Yep. there seems to be like a bit of a lightness, like a bit of a kind of refreshed kind of energy. So, you know, sometimes getting like feelings off your chest, or just listening, sometimes expressing or listening can have that kind of effect. It does feel like there's a bit of a lightness and a refreshed kind of energy. But then also, what will happen next? So let's see what will happen next. Okay, so there seems to be like a proactiveness in kind of working things out, a proactiveness in kind of, yeah, working things out, I would say, but that doesn't seem to be like super, super imminent. It doesn't seem to be, it seems to be something that's kind of, maybe there's a little bit of a coasting along, or maybe there's a little bit of things, I wouldn't say like hanging in the air. I think that's maybe the wrong thing to say, but I think that a kind of proactively kind of working things out and being a bit more kind of proactive, you know, taking action, does seem to come, but just not imminently. So there does seem to be a little, maybe hesitance, maybe a little bit of space, a little, yeah, little bit of space, I would say, is probably the closest way to express that, to describe that. Young Buddha, hello. Thank you for your full name and date of birth. Thank you very much. Should I keep trying with JAS or let her go? Okay. Okay, so letting go does seem to be a little bit more prominent. Letting go. Just excuse me, guys. Can't believe how much my nose is running at this moment. Oh gosh. Maybe getting my hay fever back, yay! So here's the next emoji if you are already up to the smiley. Swatty, what is the truth? Oh, okay. Yes, this, the actor, okay. Okay, I don't want to say anything that's, controversial or conspiracy, themed when I'm on this channel, but I'm very happy to check that. I'm very happy to check that, and perhaps, do we communicate on Facebook or email? I'd be very happy to answer that on a Facebook or email, but I don't want to. So I really try to keep my YouTube as much as I can away from things like politics and conspiracy. I'm very interested myself in talking about things like that, but it's definitely a touchy topic on YouTube. So personally, for me, I just want my YouTube to be just spiritual based and not really touching on things like that. But I will be very happy to do that question for you if you want to inbox me on Facebook or email. I will do that for you. Starry Sky. Yes, thank you. So sorry. Oh, what's going on? So Starry Sky just gave me the full name and date of birth, so thank you. I know you have been on before, but I just wanted to make sure I was definitely connecting with you there. Okay, and then the question was, future spouse and when I might meet them. Bear with me just for a moment. Okay, I'm going back to Starry Sky now. Okay, so I'm seeing this person's quite tall, that they have quite a kind of toned, slightly kind of muscular kind of build, but not super like slim, if that makes sense. So, I don't know what kind of descriptive word you would use for it. Like maybe stocky, I think we say sometimes, like a bit stocky. Um, yeah, so like a little bit muscular, but not super slim, but quite tall. Black hair and quite tidy, you know, quite neat and tidy, but not super short. So I wouldn't say styled, not like styled, but cut in a nice way. I don't know how to describe the haircut, but it's not styled, you know, not like kind of products and things like that, but very neatly kind of done. I'm kind of like a hazel eyes. I would say hazel. Also pretty like a smart casual kind of dress sense and quite light colours as well. So I'm seeing like quite a lot of light colours, you know, clothing wise. So like light shirts, things like that. And it's also around like 3 to 4 years older than you. And then I think you also said on that one where I might meet them as well, where I might meet them. through family or close friends. So it's like a group of people and you're kind of introduced. I think it's like family or close friends. Thanks, Jan, for helping as well. Yeah, I didn't even think, I wasn't paying attention to the amount of questions, but I do think you guys have been quite respectful there. So, Kaylee, hello. Wow, I'm so far behind. Hold on. I'm just up to Sarah there, but I'm just going to... I think I might change the emoji again. No, I will just leave it for a moment. Okay, so just let me catch up a little bit. So, Sarah, did Richard try getting me pregnant again on the weekend, or was it an accident? Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing accident on that. Okay, so we have a question, can you tell me about my future? Okay, so just in case anyone is new here, I will just talk through a little bit what we do. So if you're new, full name and date of birth with your question, please. And just leave your full name and date of birth with maybe your first few questions or on your first stream with me, just so I can kind of connect with your energy. But for these streams, we don't ask very broad questions. So can you tell me about my future? Could be like a full reading. Like even on my website here, secretfrequencies.com, I do full readings, and even then they tend to be very kind of the near future and a little bit into the distant future, you know, because the whole future can bring up just so much, so many possibilities, so many things. So it's a lot. Even on my website, my readings are maybe about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that. So we ask specific questions for the crystal ball because it would just take too long, you know? We've had between like 17 and 20 odd people in at a time. So if I was going to give everyone a reading, I would be here for at least 10 hours. So yeah, on stream, specific questions for the crystal ball, please. Or you can choose a tarot card. So we have Druid Wisdom, we have the Akashic Tarot, we have the Whispers of Love. So if you did want a little bit of maybe a reading for love, it could just be a love card. A more general one would be a Akashic, and then that kind of more nice spiritual kind of affirmative messages. So Pooja says, I saw N today in my dream, watching him doing something on social media to impress me. Did it have any significance? Okay. Watching him do something in social media. Okay. Yeah, so I do think this is directly linked to that kind of intention and thinking about reaching out and thinking about communicating, thinking about connecting, and that might be why there's like a social media aspect to that, because there is that thinking about connecting and thinking about reaching out. Story Sky, why is Chance being inconsistent and sending mixed signals? Yeah, so it does seem like there isn't a full kind of decision made. It's very kind of leaving things open for in case almost. It's kind of like there isn't a full decision made on what they want, you know? So it does seem to be quite leaving things open just in case, leaving things kind of open, perhaps seeing how things go, but definitely not wanting to close things off in case, you know, they change their minds, but also yeah, just kind of wanting to leave things a bit open but not dive in head first, if that makes sense. Delphine, should I stay at my job? Will things get better for me there? Okay. there does seem to be some improvements. So there does seem to be room and openness for some improvement. But there also does seem to be paths for different options. So there does seem to be some different options available to you. You do not have to stay there. There does seem to be like an openness. It's not kind of like, you know, sometimes we will see that there isn't a lot of chance and options in other places. It's very narrow. So staying at one job until more things open up, until that kind of root chakra kind of path's a bit more open, is sometimes the better option if there isn't a lot of paths and if the paths are very narrow. But it does look like there is options, so you could go ahead and, you know, try something else, apply for other things and things like that. But it also does seem that there will be some improvement if you do stick there. Jan, what are Caden's future thoughts? Does he see us reconciling? When is reconciliation? So what are Caden's future thoughts? Does he see us reconciling? Okay. Yeah, there is definitely still belief within him that it's a big possibility. There is definitely still belief within him that that is quite a, you know, possible thing on his path. It's not really like he's ignoring that or not thinking about that. It does seem like he knows that is a big possibility. Yeah, what I'm really seeing as well with May is this opening up and this kind of this deeper conversation and this opening up more is quite prominent. So yes, I'm still seeing that. Lavina, who is between me and A? Is it a girl that he's building a connection with? Okay. Okay, so it seems like there is potential of this with someone, but there isn't kind of there isn't a progress of this at the moment. So there isn't like it's not in the process at the moment of like there's you know, going out or there's dating or there's something like that. But it does seem like there's someone there where there's potential. There's potential with this person. Okay, so I think that can you tell me something about my future as a repeat? I am really, really sorry. It's just more specific questions for the crystal ball. And Jasmine says he's 5. So that's really interesting because actually right away what I was kind of feeling with that question was like what would you call like art things, you know, so like colouring in kind of things, art things. So yeah, I would say so. I would say that. And that was Jasmine. For the child as well. So like drawing things, art things. Samaya, is there any job offer you are seeing this month? When you are seeing, I feel like something is blocking me to take proper action. Yeah, so it really seems like it's interesting that you're saying being blocked to take proper action as well. Sorry, I got an itch. But it's interesting because what it really looks like is that there's a lot of potential around you. So it doesn't seem like there's like this one path and someone's going to, you know, introduce you to something or show you like a job or you're going to apply and you're just going to get it. It seems like there's a lot more of a potential around you. So with that, I would say when there's a lot of potential around you, it's good if there's a lot of potential because there's more options, so it's not like there's one opportunity and if you don't get it you're going to miss it kind of thing. Whereas when the potential and the possibilities are much more narrow, you kind of want to make sure you're consistently applying and you're always applying, because if that one opportunity does slip you by, then you know it's that one opportunity. It does seem like it's more open, the potentials are more open, which is good, but there still needs to be that proactive thing. So there still needs to be that applying, there still needs to be that seeking, there still needs to be that kind of action to it. But it does look more open, there is kind of more potential. And it does seem like there's an openness to this. So over a prolonged time, so maybe a month, maybe 2 months, something like that kind of time frame, that there are a few possibilities and a few open options, a few potentials. So it's good in a sense, because it's not, like I said, it's not just this one thing that might pass you by, but at the same time there does still need to be action taken. And if you're feeling that you're being blocked from taking proper action, then I know a lot of the time, so when people are asking about jobs, a lot of the time I'll mention to you guys to focus on your root chakra, focus on that, you know, because that's for work and money and home. So focusing on the root chakra can be really good. But if you're feeling blocked from taking action, then that's like a dulling of your kind of like your motivation, your kind of energy. So the solar plexus is a little bit more that area that needs focus. So if you're going to do anything, you know, get a cleanse, get a Reiki, do meditation, listen to frequencies, something like that, the solar plexus will be very important for you if you particularly feel like there's a block in action and taking action. So young Buddha, it did come up as letting go was more prominent for you, so I'm really sorry. If you didn't hear that, or if you just posted again because it took me a while, then that's fine as well. But I was seeing let head go being a little bit more prominent for you. Jasmine, I was going to tell the twin flames significant other about us. Okay, so I'm looking at the prominence that all will tell the twin flame significant other about us. Okay. This seems pretty low. Like, this does seem pretty low. Like, maybe at most, I would say like 30-40%, but it seems quite low. I probably would say lower than that. I would say at most like 30 or 40%. Megha, do you see if all will celebrate his birthday with me this month? Yeah, there's a possibility. I would say around 60, maybe 70% there. Kevin, I'm planning a trip with my friends next month. How will things go? Any insight about the trip? Okay. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of positive energy. I'm getting a lot of, you know, it doesn't really feel like there's like warnings or anything like that. Like, I don't want to be like alarming in what I'm saying, but one thing that I will say is that there is kind of a guidance of being very close, so not like allowing one person to go off on their own and things like that. So just kind of like a keeping close, keeping together kind of safety kind of thing. But it's not like an alarming message, so it's not like I'm not being told that someone's going to go missing or something, you know, something really bad's going to happen. It's more just kind of like a stick together, stay, you know, be mindful and looking out for each other. Not so much like an alarming kind of like warning, if you will. Majority I'm feeling like positive energy. Yeah, positive energy. Um, where was the guys? So let me just check here. Okay, I'm coming to the purple hearts now. I will change it. So sorry, I've seen some people come in that I haven't even gotten to yet. Like Aries, I think I saw. But I will get to you in just a moment. Oh, we've been on for an hour already. Oh my gosh. Hold on one moment, guys. Hello. So sorry, guys. So let me just say, so I did notice young Buddha ask the same question twice, which is fine. You know, it is okay if you're going to like use each emoji to ask like, the same question, but please do bear in mind if you are new, if you are like just in. It does take me a while to catch up to the questions. I'm on the purple heart emojis now, which was before this one, and now I'm letting people use this one. So of course, when I get to the end of the purple hearts and I'm up to this one, I will move to the next one. So I'm always a little bit behind, and just like, you know, if they're free questions, they're free readings, but you do have to kind of have a little bit of patience. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Some streams are busier than others, so I'm really sorry if this is a busy stream. I'm not really at the bottom of. Oh, it's not too much. It's not too much right now. But yeah, so if you are new, it does take me a while to get to the end. Or just take me a while to catch up, I should say. So do just have a bit of patience. They are free. You can ask as many questions as you want. You know, given the time frame. So if we get through like 20 emojis, you can ask 20 questions. But it is all just about having patience, having respect for other people. And if you're new, please leave your full name and date of birth with your question. And yeah, your full name and date of birth with your question. You can ask for cards as well. So we have Whispers of Love, we have Akashic, and we have the Druid's Wisdom. You can ask for a tarot card and a question with one emoji. You don't have to waste your emoji on a card. You can ask both if you want. So I'm just up to Swati here. Where is my future spouse right now? Okay, so I'm looking for country, I suppose. It's really interesting because there seemed like a lot of people around. I'm like, this is a gathering or this is work or something. But yeah, so I'm guessing India there as a country. Ivo, hello and welcome. Sarah says, Ball said Richard was coming off injection soon. Can we try and get a date? He was 100% on making his mind up before injection. Yes, I know. There's definitely been a lot of delays and issues with his, not only his mental health, which is understandable, but the medication, which seems to be a bit more of an issue in itself. So yes, let's check that. So a date for coming off the injection. Yeah, so it looks like within 2 weeks to a month. So it does look like within the next month. When will Caden and cut ties, and when is their next conflict? Okay. Okay, so at the moment I'm not seeing hugely a conflict. I'm just seeing the kind of like fizzling out, like this distance kind of, increasing and increasing. Yeah, I feel like 3 weeks, maybe up to 5, giving some kind of room, but around 3 seems a bit more prominent, maybe up to 5. Story Sky, do I have a soul connection with SH and destined to meet him? Okay. Okay, that comes as no. That comes as no, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't meet. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't meet, but it just means that it's not one of those things that's set on the path. It's not a predestined thing on your path that you definitely will. But that's not to say there isn't a chance. Okay, so Maya, do I need to travel for my next job? I'm trying for a remote base, but not successful so far. Okay. Yeah, so there is a big potential with traveling, but it seems more. So there are a few options. So, like I said, there are a few options kind of open. It does seem like there is potential for. There's a high prominence and high potential for traveling, but it does seem like it's more prominent that there will be a job where you may have to travel initially, but there's remote opportunities, so there's remote abilities. So it's almost like that maybe there's like a office or a in person location. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Like an in person location, but with that going through perhaps some training or just some experience, and there may be opportunities for remote. So it doesn't look like if you do get a job where it's traveling that you will be stuck always having to do that. There will be opportunities for remote as well. Yes, Swati, absolutely. Email me with that. Absolutely, I will check. Ivo, you're very welcome to join. You're very welcome to ask questions if you wish. Just full name and date of birth if you're new. And specific questions for the crystal ball, please. Mega says, where will I travel in the coming 3 months? Dubai or Canada or somewhere else? Okay. Canada looks most prominent. There does seem to be a high prominence with Canada. very welcome. So if anyone does want to ask me questions that I know, I think that when it comes to YouTube, I am a little bit too cautious because it probably will be fine if I just answered and, you know, I probably will be fine. But they do have this kind of big thing about things like that, basically. So I just always try to be like as careful as possible and all of that. So you're very welcome to message me off stream if you guys are interested in that. So Delphine, does D have secret feelings for me? Okay. Yes, I get a yes on that. Miss Venus, hello. Aries, my guy is having second thoughts about his security job that he just started working. Do you see him quitting that job? So kind of percentage-wise at the moment, it's looking kind of 50-50. So it is looking like there's possibility to that, but it isn't looking like it's more prominent than staying. So it isn't like staying's more prominent or quitting's more prominent. It's looking very 50-50 at the moment. So maybe that reflects in some hesitation. Maybe that reflects in his questioning in his own mind. Very happy to recheck that on the next stream if he hasn't decided yet before then. So happy to update on that one. Miss Venus, is my twin flame thinking heavily about me, seeing my pictures or seeing our old conversations? I'm feeling his energy pull a bit. Okay. Yeah, there seems to be quite a big increase in thinking about you. There does seem to be quite a big increase in that. Lavina, what are A's feelings after the family function? Okay. Okay, so there seems to be like a positive but kind of passive energy. So it's not to say that there's been any negative things taken from that or any worry or anything like that. But it's not like there's been a huge positive influence either. There hasn't been like anything that's really been profound or kind of changed opinions about anything like that. But it does seem like it's positive energy, but it's just not very strong, if that makes sense. It doesn't really seem like there's been a strong influence either way, but there isn't anything that's alarmingly negative that comes up. Kaylee, is my mum proud of me for starting a new life? Yeah, so there seems to be like a unconditional kind of love and pride anyway. But yes, in terms of going off on your own and kind of, well, not on your own, but you know what I mean, breaking the mold, I suppose, in the sense, and not feeling like stuck or feeling kind of stagnant in a sense. There is pride around that as well. Samaya, I usually forget the conversation once I wake up, so is there anything my grandmother wants to say? Okay. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be too much of a specific message. There does seem to be a lot of a kind of a comfort, a kind of love, like an unconditional kind of comfort and love, like a kind of wanting you to know that they're there, you know, wanting you to know that they're there, wanting you to feel that presence, wanting you to still feel connected, and almost like, I don't want to say like not forget me, but there's kind of that sense, like, you know, I might not be physically there, but I'm still there in a sense. But there is also an element as well of, you know, whether the spirits that we are connected to, whether they are angels, whether they are ancestors, passed over loved ones, like starseed guides, whatever kind of spiritual kind of energy or entities that you might connect with. They all can have a kind of give us a bit of a push, if that makes sense. And it does seem to be kind of like a support and a push as well, in terms of not directing the life path, but just helping with the life path or being supportive of the life path. So it's not so much like, a guide that's really forefront at pushing or anything like that, but there does seem to be a support, a kind of, wanting to feel like a bit of a support on the life path, pushing for the more positive or higher vibrational life path, I will call it. Jasmine, is the twin flame working, or did he lie to me about not working? And if he lied, why did he lie? If he's not working, why is that? Is the twin flame working, or did he lie to me about not working? And if he lied, why did he lie? If he's not working, why is that? Okay. Okay, so it does seem to be working. It does seem to be working, and it seems to be kind of a new thing. So this could be, there's new energy here. It feels like there's something new and also something lesser. So it feels almost like, so I don't know if this is new, like a brand new position, like a brand new job, or it's a different position, or it's like a transfer in some kind of a company that maybe was already worked in or something like that. There's a new energy in it, but there's also kind of a slowing down. So there does seem to be like there's working, but there seems to be a decrease. So there's like less work. So yeah, so it's really interesting how that comes across, because it seems new, like different in a sense, but there seems to be less of it as well. There doesn't seem to be intention. So there doesn't seem to be intention around lying, but there seems to be a uncertainty at this time. So there seems to be an uncertainty. So this could be like uncertainty about whether this was going to happen, whether this change was going to happen, whether there was going to be work or there wasn't going to be work. It seems like there might be a little bit of uncertainty, or like an uncertainty about what was going on, what the progression was, what was going to happen. But yeah, ultimately it does seem like there's work, but it really seems like a decrease in work. Oh, did I catch up to the end? So sorry, guys. Wait, no, I think my chat's broken. Hold on. Yeah, it has. Oh. Excuse me. Oh, guys, I have an issue here. So we have someone called Harris who says, please see future and marriage for me. My name is Sonia. That's as far up as I can go. I had to jump out and in because my... Hold on one second. I had to jump out and in because I couldn't see any of the heart eye emoji ones. Bear with me. Let me just see. Sometimes on this actual streaming app, I can scroll up. So let me just see. Oh gosh. Oh. So I just did Jasmine's question, which was... I might be able to fix this by going on here. I can't see the question that I just did. Bear with me, Sue, sorry. Okay. Okay, so where it's actually taken me to was where I was up to. Luckily, where my phone has taken me to is where I was up to, so that was quite lucky. So, okay, so we should be okay now. I am quite far behind, guys, so if you are in and you are wanting a reading and you put your questions, please do have a bit of patience. Subscribe if you are new. Please like the video if you have not already liked it, guys. Oh gosh. Just helps to boost us a little bit, helps to grow the community a little bit. And yeah, so I'm really sorry to Harris here, Sonia Harris. I need your full name and date of birth if you are new. Please leave your full name and date of birth with your question. It's just a bit easier to do it that way, because as you can probably tell, I'm very, very far up in the chat. So if you're leaving your full name and date of birth all the way down, oh, thank you guys, saying I'm in the right spot as well. Yeah, so if you leave your full name and date of birth like way, way, way down and I don't see it, you might not get your question now because there's a lot of questions here. So please do try to leave your full name and date of birth with your question. Specific questions for the crystal ball if you can. And thank you, Leon. Okay, so I'm just going to put here because I may be finishing up here because I don't have too long. You can still ask questions beneath where I put finishing up, but just bear in mind that I might not get to you. So let's just see how far we can get here. Kevin, how will things go if I let go about the situation with A completely and not think about it? Will things develop naturally for us? Yes. So it definitely does seem like there should be a little bit of letting go, a little bit of just taking a step back, a little bit of distance just to let that energy flow naturally. So I do always say this as well when it comes to manifesting versus kind of going with the flow, is that there's always positivity in manifestation. There's always positivity in manifesting and putting that energy out there, but there is definitely also benefit in letting those energies to settle and letting the universe kind of carry those energies and kind of let things progress a bit naturally as well. So yes, especially if you feel like you've focused on a manifestation for quite a long time, it's not to say like give up or feel deflated, but take a step back and just let those energies settle naturally. It's very positive at times. I don't know if I have the cool guy sunglasses emoji. I should put that one up. Ivo, thank you very much. So, have your full name and date of birth, thank you. Please confirm that Ben B is pushing ahead to secure start the logistics contract in Mozambique that I'm trying to join and secure. Okay, so let me just take a moment. Because you're new, I'll just focus on your full name and date of birth here. And then okay. Yes, so I'm getting a yes on that for you, so best of luck for you there. I'm getting a yes on that. Gina, hello. I'm sorry to read that. Hello and welcome. Guys, if you're new, hello and welcome. So, Samaya, yes, you said in the aura reading that my root chakra is blocked. Yeah, so an aura reading doesn't necessarily show chakras that are blocked, but it can show the areas. So if I was looking at the more kind of that red energy, that kind of red physical kind of energy, then yes, that can link to the root chakra. It can link to a block or stagnant energy or issues or things like that. So yes, that's possible. And as well, so of course all of our chakras really are linked, but our root and solar plexus are two of the main areas when it comes to physical things that we get blocked, because the solar plexus is all about our self-confidence, our motivation, physical action, you know, in terms of like motivation and self-confidence. And then the root is the actual physical path, so, you know, we're rooted into our finances and our money. So the root and the solar plexus are kind of the key areas really to focus on if you are having issues in the physical life path, motivation, jobs. Sometimes the throat chakra, if you're, you know, if your job's very kind of customer faced, you know, you're focusing on a lot of customers, or sometimes even the third eye, if you're very, you need a lot of like mind, you know, mind energy, if you will. So like if it's psychology or something like that, maybe it could also be third eye, or just if you have trouble focusing, it can be third eye as well. So Elisa, hello and welcome. So let me just take a moment on your full name and date of birth here. So Elisa, will Flavio and I reconnect romantically soon? Okay. Yes. So Elisa, I'm getting a yes on that. It doesn't look imminent, so it doesn't look super soon, like within the next two weeks or so, but it does look like a yes. I'm getting a yes on that. Ravinda, will my husband have a loving marriage, or will we separate? Okay. Yeah, so there does seem to be a lot of potential. There does seem to be some issues, some things to work through, but there does seem to be a lot of potential there. So yeah, unfortunately there is a chance of separation, but it looks quite low. It does look like there's a lot of potential to work things out. Miss Venus, will I meet my soulmate through a spiritual community I'm part of, or through friends, on Instagram? Okay. Okay, so it does seem like there is potential in a few different ways. Spiritual community is coming up as a possibility, as potential. I'm still really feeling like online is more prominent, but I'm getting yes that that's a possibility. Starry Sky, is there a time frame when I will meet my future spouse? Okay. Around 1.5 to 2 years time. Delphine, will there be some financial improvements in my life this year? Yes. Jan, I noticed Emma's now turning her stream to offline mode instead of online. What is her reason for trying to be hidden? Is it to hide that she's playing with other guys from Kaizen? Yes, okay. So not 100% on whether it's hiding other guys from Caden or Caden from other guys, but getting a yes on that. Jasmine, does the twin flame have poor money management issues and financial problems? And will he help me out when we do finally get into a physical relationship, or will he expect me to do all of the work? Okay. Okay. Okay, so there does seem to be issues at the moment, but it doesn't seem like it's a continuous ongoing thing. It does seem like it's something that is there's efforts, so there's efforts to work through. It does seem like it seems like there's issues at times. So at times when you know, maybe at times when there's less work, or maybe at times when it may be in unfortunate circumstances, you know, if there's things to pay for, if there's things to, you know, things like that. But it doesn't seem like an ongoing thing, like just being bad with money. It seems more like certain issues on the life path that might happen, like, for example, getting, you know, let go from a job, or having to leave a job, or things like that. It seems like there's a lot of effort into recovering from issues, and it does seem like there isn't just like an ongoing issue, like I'm just always spending money on the wrong thing. It doesn't really seem like that, but it does seem like there has been a few issues from time to times, but not an ongoing thing. But will he help me out when we get into a relationship? Yeah, it definitely seems as well, looking at this as well, that drive is a big thing. So when there's a lot of drive, and there's drive behind something or drive to something, and there's like kind of excitement with it, that there's then more kind of energy put into it. There's more kind of positive outcomes, you know, positive, not rewards, improvements, you know, like there's a lot of positivity when there's drive as well. So yeah, I would say that it does seem like for the majority of it, there is mostly a responsibility. It does seem like, you know, it does seem like there's been issues where there's been things that have happened in the past where perhaps there wasn't the best savings, or there wasn't, planning so far in advance. But for the majority of the time, it does seem like there is a responsibility, or a trying to be responsible, effort put into being responsible. So it does seem like, yes, there will be help. Thank you guys for helping as well, with moderating as well. Thank you. So Sarah, why is Richard okay sleeping with me but not in a rush to get back in a relationship? Does he not realise I'm getting fed up of waiting now? It's been over 3 years and I've given him another son. Okay. Okay, so the overall energy feels to be a bit more along the lines of, because there's a bit of a negative mindset a lot of the times in a mental health kind of space, that sometimes there's a bit of a, you deserve better, or you could do better, or you could, it's not always so much a I'm not wanting to, or I'm not rushing to, but there's also does seem to be a bit of a not self-sabotaging, I would say, but not putting too much effort in to oneself. So he could perhaps, if he was in a continually stable, better place, then he would see that he deserves more, he would know that he deserves more, and he would put more effort into that, into like building something. But it seems that there's a lot of, especially now, within this last like year or so, it's more of a not really having that motivation or that drive because of that low mood energy. So not necessarily where you're concerned. I agree completely, because I think that rarely, even before this, the mental health got to that stage, that you should have been in a relationship, rarely. But it does seem more like it's not so much thinking about you want this and you want that, and you're thinking of it in a balanced way, like a lot of us would. But it does seem like there's a bit of a what's the point really, and does she deserve me anyway kind of energy at this moment. Oh yeah, so just noticing Elisa's message there. So yeah, so it's one question per emoji, but a different question per emoji. So it's just so that if, when we move to the next emoji, if anyone's left the chat, then we can kind of, there's only people who are still in using the new emoji, hopefully. So it's just to kind of try to get around me answering too many questions from people who have left. So that's why we change emoji every now and then, so that we can make sure we're not answering questions for people who've left. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to put another emoji in here. So if anyone is still in, you can use that one. But like I said, after the finishing up, I don't know how far I will get, but I will do my best. So, Mega, do you see R travelling abroad or overseas again this year? Will it be for travelling, vacation, or settlement? Okay. Yes, so most prominently, it does look like vacation, but there is a possibility of for work. There is a possibility of for work. Samaya, I started listening to root chakra chants and meditation. Will I get to know that once the chakra unblocked? Look like I missed many job opportunities. I wouldn't say that you would get to know. If you miss an opportunity, it's very unlikely that you will know that you've missed it. But but yeah, if you're really set on this kind of work path at the moment, I would definitely say keep up with root and solar plexus as well if you can. Um, just because they all kind of do seem to be like kind of your key areas at the moment. But absolutely best of luck to you. And I don't think of it like that. Like, even if you do have issues, so for example, me, one of my areas of ongoing issue is my throat chakra, and you know you'll always hear me like say on stream like, oh, I can't think of the right word to use, or I can't think of like how to express it. It's like, to me, what I'm saying, it's almost like, to me it makes sense what I'm seeing, but me putting it across to you guys, sometimes I struggle with it. So even though I have a YouTube channel and we get new subscribers every stream, and I feel like I connect with you guys, and we have like Discord now and things like that. So it's not always to say that you're missing opportunities, but it might just be an area that you need a bit more work. So I do connect with many people, but I still feel like my throat needs extra work, my throat chakra. So it's not it doesn't necessarily mean that you will miss opportunities. So I think that even though it is possible, if you can, try not to think of it like that, because it just means that there's areas that you need a little bit of extra work. But try to think of it in the most positive way that you can. Keep that positive kind of energy and affirmation, because it's not just so that you don't box yourself in or kind of, put yourself down in any way, because I believe in you. So I think you can, I think you can do it. Aries, will my guy end up getting evicted? Okay. No, I'm not seeing a huge prominence of that at the moment. There's very, very small, like maybe 10% possibility there. So, of course, that's something we can keep a check on. If you're worried, especially if he does quit or anything like that, then it's definitely something that we can keep a check on, just to make sure. Love, light and blessings to him, hoping for the best for him with work and everything. And, maybe the security job isn't the thing that he wants to do, or his, maybe it's not his path, but, hoping that a new path will come up as soon as possible. Thank you, Miss Venus. Lavina, how does A see me in his life? Just casual or need to grow till marriage? Okay. Yeah, so it definitely does seem at the moment like more of a casual energy, more of a casual thing. But again, that's another thing. So I know I always say this on stream, but you can keep checking in on these things, because relationships, connections, our work path or physical path, all of these things, they do continue to grow. So although it does look like it is majority kind of a casual kind of thing, that doesn't mean that things can't progress and things can't grow. It doesn't mean that there will never be a potential for things to change, or for things to be seen differently. Kevin, what do you see making A realise his feelings for me again? Any advice? So it's seeing you, or you coming up in conversation. So whether that's seeing you physically, seeing pictures, if it's social media or something like that, or you coming up in conversation, people mentioning you and things like that, seem to help with bringing those feelings back to the surface a little bit. So I'm kind of feeling like those feelings will come back to the surface again, but it definitely is just something I want to keep a check on, just to make sure that this step back isn't a permanent step back. But it does seem like the more that you're kind of in the mind, or being spoken about, that will kind of trigger those memories and emotions. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Swati, will I choose my spouse or my parents will do? Okay. So it does seem like there is quite a high prominence that it could be parents, but it does seem like both options are available there. But it seems like a little bit more prominent that it could be parents, like maybe just over 50% there. So it's pretty half and half, but it would say a little bit more possible for parents. And Martha, hello. Will Sal reconcile with me soon? It doesn't look too soon. I am seeing a possibility of that, but it looks quite low prominence. Tara Temptations, hello. Sumi Rai, hello. I'm so sorry, guys. So, full name and date of birth with your question. If you're new, I'm so sorry. So, really sorry, Sumi. But if you have been in before, I don't remember you. I don't remember your energy or feel connected to your energy. So, unfortunately, I do need full name and date of birth. So, I'm really sorry to say that. And thank you, Jan, as well. So yeah, thank you guys. I noticed a lot of you guys have been helping moderate today, which I really appreciate. So shout out to Miss Venus, Jan, and Kevin. You guys do help me, and of course Leon as well. But it's always nice when there's so many comments for a few of you guys to help out. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. I think my chat might have crashed. Bear with me one moment. I'll try and get my chat back and just have a drink here. Okay, so we have Benita. And hello, Benita. I think this is your first question today. What is the age difference between me and my future spouse? At 1 to 2 years. I think 1 year. 1 to 2, no more than 2 years. You're welcome, Samaya. You're very welcome. Anu, hello, Anu, Bath, Anu. I'm so sorry. I can't. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. I maybe I will say Anu. Maybe that's kind of right. Okay. Will me and Kushi reconcile? Okay. So really sorry. Anu Bov Singh and Kushi A. I'm so sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, but I will focus on it. So I'll focus on your full name and date of birth here and answer this question here. But I do really apologise if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. So will me and Kushi reconcile? Okay. Yes, I'm getting a yes on that. Mercury retrograde playing around today, it seems. And thank you guys for letting me know that I'm at the right spot. Yes. Thank you for liking and subscribing as well. Thank thank you for the confirmation. To the point, love it, so grateful. Look forward to coming back to update. Yes, absolutely. Do feel free. So we do this. I've lost my chat again. Isn't being great today. Oh gosh, we have. Yeah. Bear with me. Yes. So after so when I do the finishing up, it's just like a kind of guess that that's where I'll be finishing. So I actually should be finishing in about 5 minutes, but that's okay. It doesn't look like we have too many questions here, so I'll try and get through the rest of them. If you do come in late, don't worry. I am trying my best to do all different times now, so that we have some that are more suitable for the guys in India, because I know it is, I do them really late for you guys. So, but I do apologise that then it turns out to be too early for some American people, so I'm really sorry about it, but I will do my best to keep alternating, you know. So Bugatti, can you tell what my ex's intentions will be when he next contacts me and when this is likely to happen? Okay. Okay, so I'm getting 2 months for this, and I'm getting like a kind of going through some difficult times on the current life path and kind of testing the waters, seeing how the reaction is and testing the waters, and that's kind of like a 2 month time frame that I'm getting there in these current energies. Miss Venus, is my twin flame having issues with his girlfriend, or are they not together anymore and feeling something is going on, which is why I'm feeling his energy pull? He is not following her on social media. Okay. Yes. So it seems like it's a second breakup, or yeah, it seems like it's a second breakup, like there's been an on-off situation, but this time does seem like it's more serious, or more, yeah, like serious. So it does seem like this could be the end, but it does seem like there has been an on and off, on and off just before this. What did R say to his friends about me during his UAE trip? What did R say to his friends about me? So there does seem to be some general talk about, things that you've done, or things that time that you've spent together, or things that you've spoken about together, things like that. So like kind of general, like letting them know like how you are, like what, it kind of seems to be like what I like about you, what we, just kind of like general conversation, like what I like about you, what interests me about you, kind of thing. So there does seem to be some personality things, things about your look as well, but also just general conversation about things that you've done, or things that you may do. So like kind of plans or ideas and things like that as well. Possible plans for the future. So just seeing here. Um, Okay. Sorry, Kevin. Do you see A and I going to trip next month if I try? If yes, how will things go between us on the trip? Okay. So it does look like there's a possibility to have like a trip or have, you know, a day out, a trip or something together, but isn't really looking like within the next month at the moment. Shweta, hello. Benita, when am I going to meet a stable love partner this year? Sorry. Yeah, there's possibility this year. There is possibility this year. It looks more prominent next year, but it does look like there's possibility this year. Yes, thank you, Leon. Jan, love card. Is Em hiding the fact that she is playing with other guys from Caden, or is she hiding Caden from other guys? Yeah, I didn't see that clearly. I will see if I can in a moment, but let's do love card. Love who you are. You are divine. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. So more of a self-love card than a romantic love card, but still a nice message nonetheless. And I think sometimes as well, when we're on that kind of path of reconciling with someone and it's been a while, sometimes it can take a little bit of a hit on us in our self-love, in our self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence. So it's always nice, even though we usually want more of a romantic love message when we choose a love card, it's still nice to be reminded of our worth and of our our worth, you know? You're very worthy. So is Em hiding the fact that she's playing with other guys from Caden, or is she hiding Caden from other guys? Let's check that. Okay, so there does seem to be hiding Caden from someone and also hiding someone else from Caden. So there does seem to be going two different ways here. Jasmine, is it a good idea to co-parent with R where he has our son 6 months out of the year and then I have our son the next 6 months every year? So it doesn't seem to be a negative idea. So it doesn't seem to be like a warning against it, any alarming energy coming from it. It may be that there's a different kind of schedule that ends up working better for you, but there definitely is kind of a support to that idea. Shweta, why is Summit not contacting me? What is stopping him? Okay. There seems to be a bit of anxiety about how long it's been. There does seem to be a bit of anxiety with that, and also kind of a a worry about where you will be at and what kind of situation that you will be in. Not wanting to kind of assume that you will kind of wait, if that makes sense. There seems to be a lot of worry and anxiety with her. There is a desire there. There definitely is a desire there, and it really does feel to me to be increased, more of a desire, more thinking about it. But there definitely is like a worry and anxiety about perhaps how you'll take it or what situation you'll be in. You know, if you'll be with someone or going along that path, going along that process with someone else. So I will just, let's see, we have 12 people in, we have a few more questions. So later on today, if you are available, it's 6 p.m. for me. I don't know what time it'll be for you guys, but there's an intuition test. We haven't done that for a very long time, so it would really be really nice if some of you could make it if you can, if it's a suitable time for you. It's an intuition test, so it's just kind of for fun. It's not like, I'm not going to like score you or anything like that, but it's for anyone who, as you guys know, we do mediumship Discord calls where we have a mediumship circle and we work on our mediumship abilities. But our intuition tests is more about our third eye, just helping to tune in our third eye a little bit, help to practice our intuition a little bit. We can do a meditation for understanding other people's intentions towards us. So if you feel like you never truly know someone's intentions, you have issues with, you know, maybe you've been deceived before, or maybe you don't really, you know, understand people's intentions towards you, it can help with that a little bit. We'll do that again because it's been a while since we've done that meditation. But then also we just do more simple intuition tests where we can just, you may have seen some of them on like TikTok and things like that. It's like choosing a crystal out of a selection of crystals. I hide the crystal and then you choose which one you think it is, and then you just see how many you get right, basically. Or we do like cards. We do cards like 1 to 8, and you choose the number 1 to 8, go with your intuition, and we just kind of, it's just kind of testing ourselves, you know, trying to tune into our abilities, heighten our abilities. But beforehand, I do a little bit of a third eye meditation as well. So if you want to join onto a third eye meditation live, then that can be nice as well, to just tune in to your third eye a little bit. Yeah, so that's a really nice thing to do. I hope that some of you can make it because it's been a while. I do kind of miss it, so I'm hoping some of you can make it. We have aura reading tomorrow. Check the time for you. It's 12 p.m. It's noon for me, but I'm not sure about you. We do have a bit of a list for that. We have Aries, Lavina, Shelley, Theodora, USA Baines, Debbie and Sidhi. But if you do want to pop in, if you didn't get one last time because it's too soon, if you got one last week, that's too soon. But if you haven't had one yet and you're not on the list, you're very welcome to come in. It'll be first come, first serve after the list. So yeah, you just have to send a recent picture in. So make sure that your picture is recent because auras change with emotional and spiritual changes. So if you send a picture from a month ago, your aura might be a bit different. A week or two ago, probably okay. Try not to send one that's too old. And I don't show the pictures on screen as well. I know on palm reading I do, but on aura reading I don't show the aura, your photographs on stream. Starseed reading is also tomorrow. Starseed reading. So you're very welcome to pop into that. I don't think I will do a list. I think it will just be first come, first serve. But if you're a member and you want maybe a channeled reading or something, I might set up a different one for members where it's Starseed channeling, because if there's a lot of people in the stream on a Starseed reading stream, I do kind of try to at least give everyone like an origin, you know? So yeah, so if you're a member and you really want a channel message, let me know. And if there's enough members, maybe we'll do a bit more of a members one, private one. But this, yeah, Pragati, very welcome to join in. Crystal ball with tarot. I'm doing my best to do this every week. I do have 2 members ones. Oh no. A Heart and Crown next week and a all members the week after. But I will do my best to do at least one more for everyone, one more for subscribers as well this month. We are going away for a couple of days, but it's not that long. So we should manage to get in one more normal one as well, like this. And members, room reading at the end of the month. The beginning of next month, sorry. So I'm just going to see if I can get through. If anyone's new and hasn't posted many questions, I'll see if I can just get to you now before I go. So, Martha, will Salvatore reconcile with me soon? Yeah, there's potential of that. There is potential of that. Sarah, so for everyone who's messaged me as well, Facebook message or email, I will get back to you guys. Like Sarah and I think Miss Venus I saw just now. Delphine, does my deceased grandmother C have any message for me? Okay, so I think I will do a mediumship stream for messages from ancestors, deceased loved ones, spirit guides and all of that. I think I will do one of those soon. But I will do how does she feel about my upcoming trip. I will do that just because I am trying to wrap up a little bit. And a message may be a bit long, but let me do how does she feel about my upcoming trip. Yeah, there is positive energy. There is a lot of support. So there's a lot of like love and support energy that does come through. So maybe that could be at times when, you know, if we go on trips, we try new things, we do things that might be a bit maybe daunting or a bit just new and things like that, where they want to support us a little bit more. They want to just, you know, kind of hug us a little bit more. But there is really a big unconditional kind of love energy there as well. It's really, really nice. And a pride feeling as well. Swati, thank you. Thank you very much. It's very lovely. You're beautiful as well. All of you guys are very beautiful souls and people. And you're very welcome. Thank you, Miss Venus. Thank you. It's really nice to see you. I'm so sorry that I was a bit early or late for you. Sorry, I can't remember which one. I do apologise for that. And if you're a crown or a heart, then let me know about the crown and heart stream if that's a good time for you, because I think most of you guys are American, so yeah, let me just check. Oh no, we have a mix between American and English, but that should be okay. I think we should be able to accommodate for that. Do you see me and Kushi getting married in the future? I will do that one. Yes. So I'm getting a yes on that. Pragati, when you say X is having a difficult time, what does that mean? I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm looking in the ball for that. So I just checked on that. So difficult time, so what I did pick up when I was seeing difficult time was kind of like, this difficult time in terms of with connections, you know, whether that's romantically or in friendships, but it does seem to be a difficult time in connections and support. so it does seem a little bit more connection based. So I don't think it's just linked to kind of romantic, but connection based. I did see it a bit more, more leaning on that side, seeing difficulties. I could check for more if there's like issues with work, issues for all of that. But I'm just trying to get through the rest of those. You missed how much do you see me earning within the next few months? Yeah, I mean, it's the next few months, like how many months? It's kind of a difficult one with that because there could be different, of course I haven't checked, but there could be opportunities and potentials. There could be, if you're applying for a certain thing, or if there's something that you're, there's different potentials, especially depending how many months you mean. And you're welcome. Yes, Jan, I'm hoping with that as well. A guy she'll end up with. You're welcome. Yeah, Shweta, you can do one more. Yeah, so guys, when I do the finishing up, I really appreciate that you say thank you and that you're like, saying bye and everything. But you are very welcome to keep putting your questions after I put finishing up. It's just don't feel, don't be offended if I don't get to all of them, basically, because I was supposed to finish 15 minutes ago. But don't, yeah. So, but yeah, you're very welcome. So sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So when I put finishing up, it's just kind of to be mindful that I might not get to your question after that. If you want to post a few more, that's fine. And again, if you come late, I do apologise. I know this is early for me, so I'm sorry. Okay, Jasmine, I hope to see you there, even just for a few maybe, would be nice. Pragati, send me a message or a picture for the aura reading, because I don't want to forget about you because you're not on the list, so send me a photograph pretty soon if you can. Miss Venus says, channeled message for Starseed, we can do one for members only, so the mainstream one, yes, I think that would be really, really good as well, because I do like I said, getting origins for people. If there's going to be a lot of people, at least getting an origin so members can have channeling. I think that would be very nice. A very nice way to section it up. Oh, the heart and chakra is for 4 a.m. Okay, well, I will see what I can do about that, because Sid and Watch Geeks don't tend to make it anyway. But I will ask. So there's only 6 of us, so I will do a poll for the heart and crown. I'll do a poll for that, so that's subject to change. Shweta, what is something missing most about me? Okay. The connection. So there does seem to be kind of a lack of having that deep level of connection with someone else. So there does seem to be, I think sometimes when, maybe if we're not thinking about our romantic relationships or even our friendships in a spiritual level, sometimes when we're distant from that person, we don't fully understand why our other connections, whether they're friendship or not, friendship, family, romantic, whatever they are, we don't fully understand why they're not quite the same unless we're very spiritual people and we understand that there's more of a depth to that connection, or a past life to that connection, or something like that. And it does seem like there's a bit of understanding there was something different about that connection, but not quite placing what it was. Frozen Panda, I'm really sorry, I need your full name and date of birth to do your question. But I absolutely believe that you will be happy, of course. We all have potential to be happy, so I don't really think that's the kind of question where I can just look into the ball, because we do all have potential to be happy. I don't think anyone's doomed to have like a bad life, I know we all have different difficulties in terms of, it's easy to say when there are people who live in poverty, and there are people who have very difficult, live in wars and things like that. I know it is, it can be difficult to navigate, but I think everyone has the potential for happiness. I know, Jan, but I can't believe all of these messages that have been deleted. Oh my days. Wow. Sarah says, when will I be able to get a membership for iPhone users? Yeah, you may have, I don't know. I didn't know you couldn't for iPhone users, but maybe it might have to go on a computer initially to activate it, maybe. You're welcome. That's so strange. Thank you, Leon. I'm so sorry. Okay, well, anyway, I will be jumping off now. Marie, it's been a while since you've been in. So if you would like, because you've missed quite a lot of streams, if you have any questions, just send them to my Facebook and I will answer them for you, because I am getting off now, but I will check my inboxes in a while. So if you want to email, Facebook, whatever it is, and I will make sure to answer some questions for you, Marie, because it's been a while since you've been on. Yeah, that was just a test for Leon, you know? Really sorry about that. I didn't even see hardly any of the messages. Okay, so thank you guys so much for coming. I really do apologise for those of you who this isn't the best time for, but I will do my best. I will probably change the Heart and Crown one then, like I said. I'll do a poll for that. And I have noticed some of you guys' inboxes. Me and Leon are just going to grab some food, but I will reply after that to anyone who sends a message to me. And as always, check the upcoming streams. If you do want to be informed of streams that have lists, so when we do some readings, sometimes like Past Life, sometimes they can have lists because they're a bit popular, you know, they're very popular, so it just works better to give everyone a chance to have a list. So stay in tune with either my Facebook or the YouTube community tab, because I will put the streams up before they're coming up if I'm going to have a list for it. So check the community tab and check Facebook. It's really nice to connect with some of you new people like Ivo there. Really nice to connect with you guys. So yes, do let me know if you want to attend any upcoming streams that aren't Crystal Ball, and do look out for the Crystal Ball stream, because there should be another one within the next week. So love, light and blessings to each of you, and I really hope to see you soon.